The FBI arrested 8 people today for allegedly scheming to defraud Medicare out of more than $50 million. Among those facing federal charges is a married couple accused of fraudulently billing Medicare for more than $7 million while running a hospice in Southern California. CBS News has learned the survival rate at their hospice center is reported to be more than 97%. State auditors typically view this as a red flag because most people enter hospice in the final stages of a terminal illness. Earlier, federal officials said the government is, quote, laser focused on combating this kind of fraud.
Our goal is deterrence. Stop the lies, stop the dishonesty, stop the theft. If you don't, we will be coming. Because no one should be allowed to rip off the United States of America.
A CBS News investigation revealed more than 700 of the roughly 1,800 hospice facilities in Los Angeles County triggered multiple red flags for potential fraud based on state guidelines. Last month, the House Oversight Committee cited our findings when it announced an investigation into, quote, rampant hospice fraud in Southern California. CBS News correspondent Adam Yamaguchi has been following this story for several months and joins us now. So, Adam, you were there today during one of the FBI raids. Where was it and what'd you see?
Yeah, good afternoon, Lindsay. So we were at the scene early this morning as federal agents executed an arrest warrant of a couple, Gladwin and Amy Lou Gill, who were accused of running a fraudulent hospice, doing business as as St. Francis Palliative Care. The DOJ accuses the husband and wife, a psychologist and a nurse, of taking kickbacks, or paying kickbacks to recruiters who would go out. They'd find people willing to enroll in home health care in exchange for $300 a month. Now, that nurse would then add notes to their patient records to make it appear that those patients required hospice, even though they were nowhere near the end of life. Now, meanwhile, that hospice would bill Medicare for thousands each month for each patient, totaling over $7 million in 3 years. Now, this hospice is located in Glendale, California, which is among that heavily clustered concentration that we've been focused on in LA County. The arrests, however, were made at the couple's home 30 miles away in a large gated home in an affluent neighborhood in the hills. Now, the couple both have a criminal history for tax evasion, and they would not have been able to open a hospice, so they used their daughter's name instead to do so.
What are some of the red flags that tipped off investigators about this operation?
Yeah, what ultimately tipped off the feds was a former registered nurse who had been fired, according to the complaint, for refusing to follow MD orders when they refused to admit a patient that did not need or did not qualify for hospice care. And from that point, investigators spoke to many former employees, as well as 22 beneficiaries, all of whom claimed they weren't dying and they did not know that they signed up for this kind of care. Now, it's also worth noting that according to our analysis, this particular hospice did not even raise multiple red flags that the state has identified as possible signs of fraud. This hospice only raised one flag.
Wow. Adam Yamaguchi, thank you.